In Florida, 80 miles northwest of Orlando, is Ocala.
Ocala, during the day, it's just like any other city. It's nice and busy. It's away from our downtown area, not a lot of traffic, a lot of pastures, a lot of horse farms.
We have our lakes and our streams, but it's growing exponentially. It was a very busy weekend. We were call to call the entire night. It finally slowed down until I heard Corporal Esquivel on the radio.
Corporal Esquivel is at the end of his night shift, patrolling with his canine jet.
I stopped at the gas station on Mayor Camp, just on the outside of the city. I see a vehicle enter the parking lot. The suspect goes inside. He gave me little to no attention when he walked in the store. We never made eye contact. Leaves the car running. Music is blaring with the windows down. His actions and his demeanor seemed a little bit suspicious. I was gonna let him be, but he exited the parking lot and immediately accelerated, spinning his tires. So I pulled out behind him, started following him from a distance. I definitely could tell he was speeding. He's creating a larger and larger distance on me, which means that he's traveling at speeds a lot higher than I am. So that raised suspicion that there was something going on with him. I knew that if I wanted to keep up with him, I had to close the distance. I didn't want to let him out of my sight because he's dangerous to the public. So I accelerated into well over 100 miles an hour on that road.
You turn baseline, about 80 miles an hour in traffic. I think it's a Chevy, like a lighter car.
Yeah, we're going north down the baseline.
You got the red light on.
K9 is very aware of what's going on. He knows we're going to a call. So he's excited. He's very vocal about it.
Yeah, 10-4.
As Corporal Esquivel was providing updates on where he was, I was thinking, where are they in relation to where I am? The car was basically driving in circles. They were coming up to residential neighborhoods. How can I get there? I have to make sure that nobody gets harmed.
He is swerving and changing lanes.
K9 Deputy Corporal Esquivel, he's in pursuit of the vehicle near my zone. In my head, I'm thinking when you're chasing somebody, it's best to have 2 to 3 vehicles in the pursuit. So I need to get there.
Is the vehicle stolen? Was this used in a crime? Who am I actually chasing? All this is running through my mind, but I know right now that he's in front of me. He knew I was behind him, and he was gonna do everything he could to get away. The suspect has no regard to safety. I was afraid that he was gonna crash into somebody and hurt himself and hurt somebody else. He knew that I was behind him, and I was thinking, could I conduct a pit maneuver? A pit maneuver is to stop the vehicle by bumping their rear quarter panel and spinning them out.
As I see them drive past me, I thought, okay, here we go. Then I proceeded to call the chase from there.
No traffic. He's on about 90.
No traffic, about 90.
Due to his speeds and his recklessness, I knew that if I do conduct this pit, it could travel a good distance away and crash into something because they're spinning out of control. So I'm just gonna let it play out just a little bit longer.
6794 set up state.
I'm traveling parallel to him, a street over. But I was ahead of them.
Corporal Esquivel closes in to conduct a pit maneuver.
64, 69, shot 1, please start exportation.
Coming up to 36 now. Kilo's trying to pit.
10-4, something pit, 36,000.
Set up a 6. He drove out of it. Still coming towards 36 now.
I pitted the vehicle and continued to follow it. The bumper was hanging on, and the last thing I wanted was for it to fall off and get under my vehicle and disable my vehicle and get me out of the pursuit. He continued to flee.
At this point, they're coming right towards me. I had in my head that stop 6 might be the best option. I try to get on the radio to say I'm in position, back off a little bit so that you don't also get stop sticked. In a pursuit, the second vehicle, Sergeant Rodriguez, she was the one taking over the radio communications so that Corporal Esquivel could focus on driving. When she calls out on the radio where they are, what they're passing, that's kind of giving me an update to see how close they're coming to me. I'm in position.
And I could see it off in the distance of where her vehicle was parked. The last thing I want is to run him over myself.
I was like really trying to be on my A game to rip them out in time before K9 crossed over them. I was very excited that I got a good hit on them. Heard the tires squeal and everything like that. He actually flung the stop sticks off the road.
Once he drove over the stop 6, his tires were deflated.
Get it on second.
Turn in northbound, southeast 40th Ave.
10-4, northbound, southeast.
The vehicle was barely going 10 miles an hour. He had absolutely no traction.
Left
What's that?
3rd Street, pulling into a house.
10-4, plane to the house.
What worried me was what's gonna happen next. I knew that this guy had meant business.
Hey! Here! Foos! Sheriff's all came on stop!
I've never seen anything like that before. Headbutt his way out of the window.
It almost looked like he was a dolphin trying to get out of the car.
I don't know how he managed it, do that and continue to get up and run away.
My concern is there somebody else who has a weapon? Is there something more that we're missing? I felt a sigh of relief knowing that there was no one else inside that car.
Here! Foos! Sheriff's all...
When that door opens after the pursuit, Jet's coming to work. There are very few people that have gotten away from Jet. He's 90 pounds of pure muscle. When he apprehends you, he's gonna hold you till I get there.
Get on the ground now! Don't move! Don't move! I'm not moving. Let me see your hand now. Roll over. Got him?
This guy's in my world now. He's not getting away from Jet.
Put your hands behind your back. Get him off.
Please! I was at the fucking gas station, and I had my chain on. Somebody tried to rob me. All right. Please!
Good boy, good job, buddy. You got that man. Now let's get bailed out.
After incidents like this, there's always a story. The suspect made a statement that he was robbed at the Circle K of his gold chain. And I knew that was not true because I was sitting there in the parking lot watching him the entire time.
I'm sorry, dude.
The suspect, Tyler Faconsolo, is charged with offenses of DUI property damage, felony fleeing, and resisting an officer. He is awaiting trial.
After the suspect was taken to the hospital by EMS personnel, the registered owner actually showed up on scene, and it was a friend of her husband's. He stole their vehicle while they were asleep, and he took the vehicle on a joyride.
He obviously was very desperate to get away.
I've never seen somebody use their head to get out of a car like that. I was amazed that he didn't have head trauma.
For this incident, since I successfully stop-stick the suspect vehicle, I was able to be awarded this stop-stick pin right here on my uniform. I'm very proud of it. But I don't think he realized that the one that was pursuing him was the canine deputy.
There's no canine, stop you, nigga, dog bit. Don't move!
Got it.
We all united as a team to put this individual into custody.